Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Paradigm Shift Parenting podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about the big bad boogeyman, social media. Social media is something that is so interesting and so fascinating to me because if you think in just the terms of our entire human history, right? Social media is so ridiculously new. We as people historically have never been this connected. We've never consumed this much content or been inundated with so many people's opinions. We've never had this much access to the lives of not only just strangers, but even to the people that we know. Prior to social media, I don't think it was very necessary to share opinions with your friends or family on anything outside of what directly affected you. But here we are, consuming the highs and the lows and the opinions and thoughts of hundreds or even thousands of people, all with a scrolling flick of your thumb on your phone. I mean, that is insane. Do you ever stop and think about how insane this all is? But don't worry, I am not getting on here to tell everyone to stop using social media, because let's be real, it's not going anywhere. It's part of our lives. It's going to be part of our children's lives. So today, I just want to talk about some of the mistakes that we might be making with it, but mostly, I want to talk about how to make your social media work for you so you can use it in a way that helps you to create a life more aligned with what you want. So back in November, I stopped using Facebook. Not for any really dramatic reason. I was pregnant and it was cold and I just really felt pulled to slow down and hibernate. Which, by the way, when you have those feelings to pull away or go dark, I always encourage you to follow them and to sit with them and try to figure out where they're coming from, because they're usually there for a good reason. But anyways, the Facebook account that I was using was the same one that I've had for more than a decade. And the people that I was friends with on that particular form of social media were all people I had collected since I joined at about 20 years old. You guys, I'm going to be 33 this year, and I am not the same person I was at 20. So while the friends that I had made in my early 20s served a purpose for me then, they weren't adding any value to my current life. And I feel like it's really hard to grow into the person you're meant to become when you're dragging your past with you, especially if you've made or are trying to make a significant amount of change. It's just no good to keep one foot leaning into change, but to also keep the other foot planted in the past. So that's the big mistake that I think we make a lot with social media. Just because you can be friends with or follow everyone you encounter, it doesn't mean you have to. You're not required to maintain relationships that don't serve you. And I'm going to be dramatic and say that again because it's worth repeating. You are not required to keep relationships that don't serve you. You don't have to keep people in your life that bring you down, or people that are only interested in just shouting their opinions or arguing with the world. You can unfollow and unfriend the people who keep you rooted in a past that you're outgrowing. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for unfriending or unfollowing them. You can just fade out, let it go, and grow. Now, there's a lot of chatter about the fact that social media can be an echo chamber and how that's somehow dangerous because it's so good to hear opposing opinions and engage in debate. And that is just some BS, and I'll tell you why. You can't very easily control who your family is, or who your coworkers are, or who you sit next to on a bus or a plane or at the doctor's office. The whole entire real world will be there to challenge you, to present you with opposing viewpoints and opportunities to debate or defend your convictions and opinions if that's what you're interested in doing. But social media is the one area of your life that you can control almost completely. You can choose who to talk to, what you respond to, how to invest your time into it, how much time to invest into it. You have all the power. And if social media really is an echo chamber, then you can use it to echo sentiments of the life that you're trying to achieve. And that brings me to the big main point of today's episode: how you can make social media work for you, how you can use it to help you create an aligned, intentional life. So even if you don't know anything about like algorithms and how they work on the internet and sites like Facebook and Instagram, that's totally fine, because the only thing that you really need to know is that they're designed to show you more of what you're interested in. So while you're casually poking around on these sites, they're looking at what you're paying attention to, what you're looking at, and for how long you're looking at it. They're looking at what you're searching for, what types of pages and people you're engaging with, and for how long, so that when you hit refresh or you leave and come back, they're going to give you more of what they think you want. The point of that is to say that social media is going to reflect back to you what you're focusing on. So ideally, what you should be focusing on social media are the things that inspire you or make you laugh, the people that make you feel good or empowered, and the pages that aim to enlighten and bring about change in the areas of life and society that you care about personally. So, for example, one of the problems that I had with Facebook a lot revolved around parenting styles. Now, I obviously endorse and talk a lot about peaceful parenting practices. I come from a very small town in New Mexico, and people like to do things very differently there. They're not very progressive, and it's very common to use very aggressive, very controlling parenting tactics. So a lot of people that I had on my Facebook from my past would argue with me a lot about some of the content that I put out. And it's not just on them. I argued back with them a lot. And it's something that is just so easy to do on social media. And we call it debating, but we know it's not debating. There's no real debate going on most of the time. There's no real exchange of ideas. We're just talking to talk, right? I guess much like I'm doing now. The point is, it's very easy to focus on the negative things. And to pour our energy into them. So if you're getting on these sites like Facebook and Instagram and you're getting riled up, if you're getting bugged and annoyed by the things that you're seeing, that is a huge indication that it's time to clean up that space. We really need to reclaim social media and use it intelligently. The best way to do that is to literally only engage with the things, people, pages, and content that make you feel good. The things that make you think, make you feel inspired, the things that are truly, truly aligned with not only where you are right now in life, but where you're trying to go. Because you need to be inspired. There's just no way around it. You need to be constantly inspired, and you need to be reminded of all the good in the world, because there is a lot of sources that push the darkness into our lives. So you gotta fill yours with as much light as you can, and social media is a really, really good way to do that. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to say that your entire experience on social media should be completely sanitized, because that's unrealistic, but it should largely just be a source of good, relevant information that you can use and enjoy. So today, I encourage you to spend a little bit of time cleaning up your social media accounts. When you see something that just bugs the beans out of you, unfollow it. If you do that, I hope that you will come over to my Instagram page at Paradigm Shift Parenting and let me know how it goes. Talk to me. Hopefully I'm not one of the pages that you unfollow, because I kind of like talking to you guys. And with that, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.